This is the mature episode. Last episode with you was all about drinking and indulgence and ego.
That is so true, though. You actually start to find out who you are, and it's weird. It doesn't feel right sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this guy's okay. Why was I trying to drink him into a coma for 3 years non-stop?
Welcome back to the Sharehouse. I'm here with my best friend in the world, Mikey D.
Hi.
And we are joined... We're joined again by the beautiful Liam from Play Lunch.
Yeah! Oh, God, I love
Right out of the microphone. I loved how you did that. As a musician, you really know what you're doing. You come back to us, a man of many Sharehouse, exploring the world, recently left the sharehousing industry.
Yes.
How does that sit?
It's pretty crazy. It's like you can just... Like, I'm living with just my partner now, and you can just
Holy smokes.
You just leave dishes in the sink, and it's just not a problem.
Are you fearful to start an argument?
No, because we're both like as much of a slob as one another.
Okay, cool,
so it's just sort of like every night, like
partner.
There's like this little ritual of like, oh, would you mind if I left the dishes till tomorrow? And then the other one will be like, well, you're not going to do them tonight. Like, we never do them tonight. That's fine.
Yeah. It seems like the end of sharehousing with friends seems like reminiscent of the end of high school. You kind of leave that behind, you move on to new pastures. Literally. Is that how it's felt?
It has, and I literally realized as well that like as much time has passed now since high school as that I was like in high school. It's like the high school after high school.
True.
I've literally graduated that in terms of time as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Off air, folks, we found out we're the same age and in same areas.
That's very cute.
It's a very weird,
We're holding hands onto the table. You can see it right
and
now.
feet. That's not important, okay? So
just toes like this.
No, it's interesting though, and I don't know if we're taking the wrong tangent here, but I'm in this world right now of living with my beautiful, fantastic housemate Lockie and my partner Tara. We're looking to the future and keen to move out shortly.
Yeah.
And I'm in this world of mostly just excitement.
Yeah.
But then there's also those little trepidations of, oh, what if we stomp on each other's toes? What if we do leave dishes in the sink and that's not it?
Yeah.
Did you have those?
No, because I think by the time we were moving out with one another, we'd already been living together in share houses for about 3 years. Yeah. So she moved in. I think we'd only been together for like 6 months, and like we moved in together, and that was 2021.
Okay.
Start 2021. So
fresh out the COVID.
Yeah. So we've sort of been together and working out each other's habits for a long time. So
cool.
Yeah. Well, if you take the present now living with your partner and compare it to the past living with friends, what are the biggest points of difference you can identify?
Which one was better?
No. Just,
do you hate your partner?
Just what are the biggest points of difference you found in that transition?
Oh man, it's chalk and cheese. If I like if one of my like 20, I'll be 26 next month. If 26-year-old me could meet 20-year-old me, it's just like such different guys, you know. But that's the thing. I feel like I've changed as a person so much. I hardly ever drink anymore. Yeah. You know, I actually like myself.
This is the mature episode. Last episode with you was all about drinking and indulgence and ego.
That is so true though. You actually start to find out who you are, and it's weird. It doesn't feel right sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this guy's okay. Why was I trying to drink him into a coma for 3 years non-stop? What was that about?
It's weird how you're I found, because you were talking about before in the last episode, which you should check out, folks. You're a bit of an anxious dude, and we can very much relate to that. I can for sure. And it's weird now seeing my anxieties play out in completely different realms to what they did as a single 18 to 21-year-old as I'm finding myself.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing them, like some things dissipate.
It's like you go away. It's like you go from fueling it in the partying to then trying to manage it as an adult. Sure. Like I really don't want to be this way all the time.
And you get real concerns as well as an adult.
Yep.
That I think you do start to realize that some of the things you worried about 18 to 21 are pretty irrelevant.
Oh, for sure. Sure. I literally, like, anytime I drink now, which is like, I probably only do it like once, maybe once every 2 months, I'll like do that. And like, every time the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so anxious. I look back on like the first year I moved out of home, and I just thought I was so anxious all the time. I'm like, no, dude, you were just drinking non-stop all the time. This is like the second part where we bring it back around. Like last episode we were worried it was too pro drinking. It's like now part 2 like comes full circle.
I went moderation, kids.
I almost hit a year of sobriety with alcohol, and oh my God, did I just feel like there was so much more energy in the air. Like there was so much like less weighing me down in the head. It was very freeing.
Very freeing. For
It's
sure.
a weird little double-edged sword. If you drink a lot of the time because you had a big week and you just kind of want to relax a little, but then it just ruins the weekend because I mean, like having a Saturday write-off. You were talking about it when the hangovers start to hit you harder than when you were younger. And I find now if I drink on a Friday, not only Saturday ruled out completely, but Sunday, most of Sunday is game over, and Monday I'm still sad. The effects of that 2 glasses, because I'm such a lightweight now.
It lingers.
Sodas, lingers, bro. It lingers.
Oh my God.
And it hurts. I haven't drank in about a month now, but I think if I did, like I got a bottle of Bailey's at Tara's just sitting beckoning me to come scull. And I think I know that next morning I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and go, it's an awfully big nose you've got there. What are your future prospects looking like? You're not going to buy a house one day.
But isn't that interesting that now when you do choose to indulge, like I'm such a lightweight now as well, that it does not take me much to like start wibbling and wobbling and telling people I love them a lot. And
Go give me a kiss, mate. What's it between mates? It's all consensual, of course, but geez, it gets out of hand.
But that's not me, it's a character.
It's like the problem I have is that like I'm the same. Tolerance is so low now because I hardly ever do it. But I'm still in the mindset of what I used to be like when I could have like 8 pints and just be okay because I, and like so I'll like get like a few drinks in now and I'm like, something's wrong. What is happening to me? I'm like, I'm drunk. It's happening really quick.
I forgot what the sensation was like.
Man.
I remember the other night out with Tara, like a month, I say out the night. I don't go out that often, so that like a month ago. But I was out with Tara and drink number 2 comes around and I'm a quick drinker as well. I'm just not good at keeping it there. It needs to be drunk. I remember hands on table just sitting looking around. I looked at Tara and I started smiling. She was like, what's wrong? I said, I think I'm drunk and I know I'm about to start acting up and it's going to get dangerous.
I'm about to start acting a fool in the club.
And I realised you can't, like, when's that cut off? Because you see 40-year-olds out in the street, 50-year-olds, and they're just acting a fool. Kudos to them, but you think, where's that cut off? That probably should have.
Dude, it's just like just knowing your limits, being responsible. I work a lot in events, and I think it was the Rod Stewart concert. There was this middle-aged
such a venue for it.
There was this middle-aged couple. And before the concert had even started, they were both on the floor, vomiting and soiling their pants.
Oh, dude.
Just in the middle of the concourse. I'm like, how old are you?
And you should know by now, with your potentially 30 years of drinking experience, that you've got your limits.
You got to watch the concert at least.
I play in an 80s tribute show. I play keys in an 80s tribute show. And like, I've never seen like drunk people drunk like I see 40-year-olds drunk. Because I didn't realize this when I joined the band, but after a while I'm like, we're playing the songs that were at the club when you first started drinking. And so they come out and it's like their little nostalgia night, their night to like sort of take a step back in time, and it's crazy, man. It's
dirty.
like, it's really bad.
Dude, maybe in the 2040s when people are playing like Trap Queen by Fetty Wap, maybe that'll reactivate the brain and we'll go to the moon.
I'm scared to be activated as a 45-year-old when Gangnam Style comes on and I just start freaking hitting the whip.
But it's funny you're catching yourself now. I was out the other weekend with Steph and a bunch of her friends, and we had a bit to drink at the bar, and then all of a sudden I was speeding around and I was socializing with almost everybody there. I'm like, where did I find the social energy for this? My battery is usually not is that great. And I found that that's what affects me the most with it nowadays. I just get zoomy.
And burnout You burn out. I burn out.
Burn hard.
The brightest stars burn the quickest.
Yeah, dude, it got to about 11 p.m. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for bed. What about you?
Yeah.
I find myself now I'm DJing with these young 18, 19-year-old DJs, and they'll be there slamming body Red Bulls behind the decks and like, can I get you a drink, brother? And I said, God, no, please, anything but. A water would be fantastic, or a big orange juice.
Yes.
And these guys are just getting hammered on a Friday night. And I know for a fact, if I even have one drink, and I'm DJing till 3 a.m. that night, I'm not going to make it till 3 a.m. that night.
Yeah.
I will fall asleep behind those decks.
The sleepiness is something that never used to happen, and now it's hard. Yeah. And like, I feel like the I still have the same hangover symptoms, but it's like the dial is just like turned up. I have this weird thing where I just get pins and needles in my face.
Weird.
And it has happened ever since I was like 19. I had my first proper hangover.
Gotcha.
I'm like, no one I've ever met has had this symptom before. I'm like kind of worried that like years later I'm gonna have like a doctor say to me like, you know, you actually don't have a liver, and like that's why this is happening. You know, like something's really wrong with me. I'm like,
You're missing
this?
a lung.
Yeah. So you are not human.
Maybe it's a good thing we cut back the drinking. Like maybe it was getting a bit out of hand.
Yeah.
Do you have any hangover remedies that would save a nation that are listening? Because they're all listening.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a remedy for anyone else but me.
Okay.
And my favorite thing, the only thing that I ever want, like I'm always amazed by like the people who want like a hash brown or like bacon and eggs, like fried greasy stuff.
Yeah.
To me, it's like that is the last thing I want.
Yeah.
I want like salads and like moisture. And my favorite thing is just a raw capsicum, red capsicum. Eat it like an apple the whole time.
That is just for you, yeah.
Dude, I think I could get around that.
Yeah, give it a go.
That sounds amazing.
Give it a go, man.
Oh my God.
I gotta get drunk real quick.
Boys, what are you doing right
First
now?
time this year, let's do it.
That's been the Sharehouse podcast. We gotta go.
We're back to pro drinking.
How far are we from the Hawker? Is it Tuesday? Oh my God, it is. To the Hawker.
It is a Tuesday.
They won't let us in.
Guys, the Sharehouse pod has been infiltrated by Big Capsicum.
They'll look at us and they'll be like, they look about 25, we can't have you in. 16 to 18 only at the
That's a
Hawker.
good Johnny Depp cut off the securities. My hangover cure, do you have one?
Not really. I just have a really lazy day. Like I make sure to cover the essentials, like a shower, drink water, have some healthy break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, last time,
Dude, I'm just reeling over Breck. I'm so sorry.
We don't have time. We've got a short retention base.
after that night with Steph and her friends, the next morning we just ordered like quarter pounder meals from Macca's, and that outwardly did the trick. The soft drink went, like the Fanta went down well. That was nice.
Bubbly drinks. I find myself, if I'm ever near the ocean and I'm drinking, I will get myself to the ocean and just throw myself in, even if it's freezing cold.
The cold exposure does it so good.
It's the fix.
Yeah.
That is, and I'll still have to nap midway through the day because my energy levels just aren't there because I've infiltrated my body with demons. Yeah. But
like literally poisoning yourself. Yeah.
The ocean, you get in there, just throw yourself in and try and drown a little, and then you're reborn. It's a rebirthing ceremony. You're just gonna go under there, and then like a kid when you're trying to get your parents' attention, you're in the family pool or like an auntie's pool, and you just float in your stomach and pretend you're dying. Do that
man, all the time.
You guys didn't do that as kids?
No, I wouldn't pretend to die. No,
I would. When I was at my auntie's pool, I would go in there and I'd face down in the pool, and my mentality was, I wonder if anyone cares if I drown. They should. They should care. So I'm going to pretend I'm drowning or past drowning. I've drowned and I'm now floating at the top of the pool and see if anyone comes gets me. Right. I did that all the time.
My entire pool experience growing up, we had a pool at my house.
Yeah.
And every time it was just trying to avoid being completely waterboarded by my big brother. It was just like my brother would just like dunk me in the water right to the point of like actual like drowning. It was like Guantanamo Bay at my house.
Oh my God, that's character building. You should thank your brother every day and tip him.
I would make my siblings reenact Lord of the Rings with me, like Gollum falling into Mount Doom would do that, but at the side of my pool.
So good.
I like to think that's probably a nicer thing to do as the older sibling.
Out that I didn't have a pool and you guys did. It feels like you guys are going to become best friends at the end.
I wonder if did anyone get you when you were drowning?
No.
And that's why I work in entertainment now.
That's why I DJ till 3 a.m. I don't like playing Pitbull. I just like that the 18-year-olds like Pitbull.
But if you see Mikey D on the DJ decks, please buy him an orange juice. He would love one.
Yeah, tell him he's doing a good job. He knows he isn't, but please.
Thumbs up on the dance floor, you know?
A firm high five and a nod will go a long way.
Like any other DJ
card.
would be like patronizing and condescending, but for Mikey D, it's what he needs.
What I need. Yeah, I'll play anything you want me to play. Just please acknowledge me. So anyways, guys, drinking. I love this drinking.
We almost had a wholesome episode about you moving on from sharehousing into your partner's place. We're just talking about drinking.
We evolved again, didn't we?
Yeah,
but it's sad because I talked a big game in the last episode, as did we all. But you're so right. It's realistically once every 2 months, and even then, I'll have a one standard ginger beer at a bar, and I'll be giving Tara the look of, I'm about to go crazy. I can't hack it, and I can't hack the price. I don't have the money for drinking.
Yes. Well, it's different as like a muso, I find, because it's kind of like, you know, if I'm playing a gig and like there's like drinks on the rider or something like that,
for sure.
Then it's always like. But like you were saying before, it's a very specific window of the amount you can drink before it starts like messing with what you're actually there to do. Yeah, it's like you want the crowd to be as drunk as possible, but like you need like
I want to be honed in.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know about you. That's the one place I'm not anxious at all is on stage. There's not a care in the world for me.
Yeah, right.
Everywhere else, I'll be in the Coles aisle and I'll be grabbing for the popcorn. It's not the right one. I'll go, that lady knows I'm an idiot and got the wrong one.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely still get anxious on stage.
Okay.
One of the things I helped with Play Lunch was that I started, Play Lunch theme stuff. I realized I could wear like servo, like speed dealer sunnies.
Cool.
And that just like took all my anxiety
The eyes
away.
are the one, isn't it?
Because it's just like, I don't know, I like, you know, in older bands and stuff like that, I just used to always think all the time about like I tend to close my eyes like when I'm concentrating on like singing and playing at the same time. It takes like a lot of coordination. So I've always just like sort of had this nasty habit of closing my eyes. Sunny's on, you can do whatever you want. And it just
brilliant.
You like become a character.
Yeah.
And then you can just play that. Like, it's not you, it's fine. But that was a tip we were given at our school talent show. Like, we had a really anxious lead singer and we were told, just make a character. You know, do your hair up a certain way. Just become somebody else.
Brilliant.
And it worked wonders for it. It was great. We played a Arctic Monkeys song. I played the bass. It was crazy.
So sick.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. I need to start leaning a little bit into the sunny world because I've got the outfit I wear when I go on stage. I've got this wife beater that's from the women's section of Kmart and a silver chain I got from Shein, and it rubs green on my neck every time I wear it. But I refuse to buy real silver, and it's massive thick one. I look like a drug dealer. It's not good, but I need the speedies because the eyes are a big one, especially when you're performing and you look out into the crowd. And this is such a niche thing that a lot of people don't relate to. Sorry, but you look into the crowd and they're staring at you. They're not going to stop staring back. Yeah. And so you've got to keep moving.
Yep.
But then a lot of the time it's just like you come back to them by accident, they're still staring, and then there's this weird stare thing going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
People like get so excited to see you because you're on stage, but you just want to focus on the thing you're doing, but you've got to it's a bizarre world.
Yeah. No, I think it works well for Play Lunch as well because this period of my life that we're talking about, this sort of, you know, the Sharehouse, the sort of party boy era that I feel like we've all sort of been through. It's like that sort of is the character of the band. That sort of is the character that I'm. It's not really intentional. It's not really like this, but I suppose it is like that to some extent. You know, it's sort of like, you know, who's ready for a good time? We're just here to play some music, and it's not going to be like complicated or about our feelings. It's just like silly dance songs for you guys to get down to, you know?
And it taps into like a fond nostalgia too. Like I make movies about parties and stuff all the time. It's not necessarily that I'm still doing it, but it's still like, I don't know, it's just, it's a thing.
It's a whole experience.
I think like parties, like aside from like, you know, the aspect of just like sort of hedonism and all that sort of stuff, I just reckon like it's like the play of life happens at a party. You know what I mean? Like it's so, I feel like the stakes are so high. Like people bring their most poetic selves to a house party, you know?
Everyone's wearing their hearts on their sleeves going in, just wanting to kiss someone on the lips before their mum picks them up at the end of the night.
What you want.
And you want to go back to school and say to your friends, I did it. I finally kissed someone for the first time. Guys, don't stress. I'm cool.
I remember my first kiss. I was at a party and I was in year 9, and it was like one of those like all of your friends have prearranged this kiss for you, like they're like your management team, like like my people will talk to your people, and like
Sarah's walking onto the trampoline. She's going go.
I literally was. It's like oh dude, she's coming. You're gonna go kiss her now. I was like what? And then they just like pushed me out there. I was like, it was awful. It was so gross. It was like. It was like all tongue and nothing else. And I remember being like, this doesn't feel right, but that's what she's doing. And like, it's weird stuff, you know?
That'll be the next episode we do.
First kisses. I remember, I hate to cut to it now, but I will. My first kiss, I remember it so vividly because it was my first heartbreak as well, coincided in the exact same moment. And it was at John McGuire's birthday party in year 7 or 8. I can't remember. Yep. Probably year 7. And I was in love with a girl called Mariah. And everyone was in love with Mariah. So, you know...
That's so, like, the coolest girl at school has that name.
Yeah. Mariah. It was came over from the beginning for me. And as I rock up in my best dress clothes that Mum got me from Cotton On, and I was feeling $1 million, and we're all on the trampoline playing Spin the Bottle. It's game time, baby. And the bottle lands on me, and I go to spin, and it lands on Mariah. And young year 7 Mikey was just... This is the greatest day of my life. And so I go over, I kiss Mariah on the lips, and I'm like, that's it, she's going to be my girlfriend. We're probably going to get married. I just recently discovered Bruno Mars at the time. This will come in later. And then Mariah has a spin, and it lands on Darcy, the hot kid of the year level. It looks like Justin Bieber.
Oh, no.
And they kiss on the lips. And it got a little bit of a bigger reaction than my one.
Oh, no.
And I went home that night,
Mikey.
and I listened to Grenade on repeat. And my heart was never the same.
Oh my god. We all had that song, right? That song just that kind of related to like first kind of loves and crushes. Mine was Grace Kelly by Mikey.
Oh my god. I gotta go with Fall Out Boy. Just for actually no, Linkin Park.
I've died.
Yeah.
Oh man. God, that trauma's come back up again.
Heartbreak in high school doesn't compare to any heartbreak.
No. You'd get to points where you're like, I don't think I felt this bad before.
100%. Yeah. I remember the summer that year 9 ended, moving into year 10. I was like a bit of a late bloomer, and like puberty was like just kicking in. There was this girl I was absolutely obsessed with. I convinced her to go on a date with me. We went to Eastland. We went to the movies. We saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2.
So good.
I was holding her hand. Dude. I was making her laugh. It was all happening. After that, we were texting for ages, and eventually she said, I don't think I'm ready to have a boyfriend. And I was like...
We held hands.
I was like... Damn. And I did the right thing. I was like... I'm disappointed, but I understand, you know. And I remember first day of year 10, we got back from the summer, and there was this new guy at school, and he was like a 40-year-old man in a year 10 kid's body. Like, he was so tall. He was the tallest person I'd ever seen. I remember just seeing her like looking up and talking to him with these like doe eyes, and I was just like, oh no. And like 2 days later I find out they're together, and that was like, I never really had like a rebellious like emo phase as a teenager, but this was like the closest we got. Like my hair was really long, I stopped showering, we were reading Animal Farm in year 10 lit. Like I was just like, man, capitalism, I didn't know about it, but I hated it. Like it was just like, it was all bad, you know.
Capitalism in the form of a 6'4", 40-year-old looking man. Please pay your respects in the comment section below for Liam's trials and tribulations.
Please make a donation.
Go fund me of my heart.
God, I think we could talk about high school breakups and relationships all done day.
We're gonna have to get you back in for just another therapy session.
I would love to. Please, can you plug the upcoming show, the upcoming album? Tell the people where to find you.
All right, the band is called Play Lunch. We have an album called Who's Ready for a Good Time coming out on November 17th on all streaming platforms, and our album launch will be happening at the Nightcat.
We'll be there
on November 25th.
We will all be there.
Sharehouse appearance. Yeah,
it's gonna be huge.
Please come say hi. Find us at sharehousepod@gmail.com. Email us with your Sharehouse stories, gripes, anything. Find us on social media at sharehousepod. Michael, take us home.
Please make sure to tell someone you love them today. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.